Okay guys, I'm going to do a UGC tutorial right now. We're going to start out with the basics. I'm playing on my Aftermath game save, so I do have everything unlocked and everything is finished. So we're just going to start a mission right here. You obviously all know how to make a custom mission. For the basics, you go to the start menu, user generated content, create new empty mission. You don't want to create from template. That's probably going to screw up your plans. So you want to go create empty mission. And you'll start out with an exclamation point and a check mark. Now the check mark obviously is mission success. What that does is it signifies that whatever is plugged into this box is what triggers you to finish the mission. So for right now, you're just going to select this, select move, and we're going to move it out of the way. I'm going to sit on top of a dumpster. So you're going to move that out of the way. Then what you want to do is go over to this explanation point, and this is the mission start. This is where the mission starts, and there's a little notch out here in front. I think you can see it. There's a little notch out front. If you select move and then you rotate it, oops, wrong one. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. I haven't used UGC for a while. Let's see. There we go. You rotate it, that little notch will determine what direction Cole is going to be looking when you start the mission. So right now we're just going to set it for north. So we're going to have Cole looking north when you start the mission. So he's going to be looking against the wall. So that little notch out in front, you can see that little notch determines the direction that Cole will be looking when you start the mission. So we'll just set it for north, and then we'll move it over here, and then just push X to place the logic box. Now, generally, what you want to do if you want to add something new is you can push X and then push create object. But a faster way to do it is if you push triangle. It'll bring you straight to the create menu. So you obviously have two loaded items. I guess you could call them items. They're preloaded for you. You have core objects, and the core objects are basically people, some animals, creatures, cars, things like that, stationary and or moving things, just basic interactions. Then you have another list below that are called core logic. This is all your logic boxes. This is what makes your mission come together and what puts everything and tells the computer what to do. So the one you're going to start out with is what's called a monitor. It's the very first one. It looks like a set of headphones. You're going to select that by pressing X, and then you're going to select it again and select move. You're going to place it somewhere close to the mission start because obviously it's going to be the first one you have. So we'll just put it right next to the mission start icon. Now, you want to select it by pressing X, go down to where it says edit. This is what is going to tell the logic box when this happens, cause this to happen. So right now, the very top column or row or whatever you want to call it, the very first section that I'm on is called condition, and it says incapacitated. Now if I push the right arrow on the D-pad, it'll change from incapacitated to defeated, wounded, arc restrained, drained, healed, changed target, used, destroyed, triggered, collected, mission starts. So you can change what condition it is. So the condition is mission starts if, and you can say always if the checkpoint has been triggered, then you select which checkpoint. If the checkpoint has not been triggered, if the current checkpoint is and then you put what checkpoint it is. So basically we're going to start out with something simple. We're going to go up here to the top and select Mission Starts. Then we're going to go down and select Checkpoint Not Triggered. Then we're going to push X. You want to go over off to the side, push triangle, go to Core Logic, and you want to go clear over to, there's two little circles. One has an X and one has a check mark. The one next to the check mark that has a little arrow, it looks like a fast forward arrow or a play arrow on a DVD remote. It's going to say Mission Checkpoint. You want to select that one. Push Edit, push Square on your controller, and then name what checkpoint. So for this one, we're going to, it already says checkpoint by default. We're going to put checkpoint 1. Now, go back over to this monitor, select Edit, and then go down to the very bottom where it says checkpoint. Right now it's going to say none. You want to push right on the D-pad and it'll say checkpoint 1. So what that tells this logic box to do is it says when the mission starts and checkpoint 1 has not been triggered, this is going to happen. So what we do next is we go up here in front and we select what we want to do. So you push triangle again and you go in here, and you're probably going to want to select a splitter, which looks like this. It's got 4 little prongs on the front of it, and on this over here, it's going to kind of look like a switch that starts. It's going to look like a split wire. You can see a little symbol in the little blue area. So select that and then go over to this logic box. You can see there's one little prong out in front. It looks like a plug, like an earphone jack. Push triangle, and then you're going to have this little white thing. You want to run this over to this box to where it connects and it lights up green. Push X. And that will connect these logic boxes together. So now what you're going to want to do is bring your checkpoint over to the area where you want it to be triggered. So basically what a checkpoint is it says after so many things have happened, this is where the character is going to restart. So a checkpoint, I'll give you an example of a checkpoint if you don't know what it is. I'm sure most of you probably do. But let's say, for example, you start a mission and you play halfway through the mission and you die. The checkpoint lets you start halfway through the mission instead of having to restart the entire thing over again. So that's what a checkpoint does, is it sets a place for you to respawn if you die without having to do the whole mission over again. So you don't want to put a checkpoint right at the beginning of the mission. And you'll have to experiment yourself. It's hard for me to tell you exactly what to do because I don't know how you're going to lay your missions out. I can only give you examples. So for my mission example, we're going to move that aside. We're going to push X and go over to where it says Edit Groups. Push Square to create a new group. Push X to edit that group, and then push Square to change the group name. For this one, I'm just going to call it Militia 1. Down here, you can change the icon. You have 4 different icons. There's a person, a square, a flag, and like a checkpoint type of thing. It's a circle with a check mark inside of it. We'll just use a person for now. You can also change what color the icon is. You can make it blue, red, green, yellow, purple, any shade, any color you want. We're going to stick with red for right now. And then beneath that, there is something called the parent group. And what that does is it allows this group to act under the command of another group. I do not use parent group at all because it's kind of confusing. But if you have any questions that I cannot answer about UGC, go ahead and send a message to Sucker Punch. I will put their email, their customer service email, in the description of this video and all my other UGC tutorial videos, so you can send them a message if you have any questions that I haven't answered you. They should answer questions about UGC. After you're done editing the group, push circle and then circle again to go back. Now, if you want to add some militia, push triangle to get into the create menu and go down to where it says empty. Any one of these empty groups. Push square to load an object. You have quite a few things to choose from. You can pick militia, minigunner, swamp monster, another swamp monster, the ravager, devourer, ice soldier. Pick whatever you want. So we're going to just pick the militia up here at top. Push X again to place him in the map. Now, once he's there, you can push X and select move to move him around wherever you want. Once you place him somewhere, you can push X and then push duplicate object. And then just push X to place another one. So we're going to have two militia right there. And I think what else you can do is if you go into duplicate object and you hold L1. No, it's not L1. There's something else. I remember there was a way to do this. Square. If you push duplicate object and then you push square, it will keep copying. So instead of pushing X to place an object, once you find out where you want your character or object to be, push square, and it will keep copying until you. And if you want to stop copying, then just push X. So we have plenty of militia right there. So now right here, we're going to add a logic box, and you want to pick the third one on the list. It's going to say object modifier down at the bottom. Select that, and then go into edit. It's going to say modify who/what, and then action. Up where it says modify, I'm going to change it to hostility. It's going to say who/what, and it's going to say militia 1. Hostility, you want to change to neutral, and then it's going to say who/what again, and it's going to have coal. That's perfect. That's what I want. What that means is the militia are going to neutral towards coal. So if we push X and we connect the logic boxes, we have to obviously we have to connect the checkpoint for this to work, because we set this logic box to say when the mission starts and checkpoint 1 has not been triggered, make militia 1 neutral towards coal. We have all that connected, but for it to work we have to connect it to the checkpoint so that it registers and the computer realizes checkpoint 1 is not triggered. Then we would go over here and select sequence. Now, I think this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I will tell you what I did wrong. I haven't used UGC in quite a while, so I'm a bit rusty. So if something does go wrong, I will go back and fix it and tell you what happened and what you need to correct. So we're going to save, and we're going to select play mission from here. And there you have it. Now the militia are not attacking coal because we told them to neutral instead of hostile. So that's how you make allies in a UGC mission. You don't always need to make a checkpoint. You don't need to have checkpoints. They're not necessary, but they do help a little bit. So that is how you put checkpoints in a mission. And so there you have it. First UGC lesson, how to make enemies into allies. This is the end of this tutorial, and it's perfect too. I have just 14 seconds on the video. So I'm going to stop this video. I'll come back with another tutorial, and thanks for watching.